Welcome back everybody, I am Polygon, and in this video we are going to be discussing 5 tips for beginner 3D sculptors. And while we are discussing that topic, I will have a time-lapse of a speed sculpt that I completed in a little less than an hour. But before we do that, click that subscribe button if you are new around here, and if you are interested in learning even more about digital sculpting, check out some of my courses, custom brushes, and other free goodies at gumroad.com/polygon. Alright, let's not waste any more time here and get into our first tip. Number 1, learn the UI, learn it well, and then customize it. ZBrush has a challenging user interface for new artists. All 3D software kind of has this same problem. 3D software is complicated. A lot of 3D software, though, shares similarities between other packages with their navigation and general user interface scheme. ZBrush is an abnormality among that list, and it's something that people really struggle with when they are coming from a lot of similar packages into ZBrush. Now for me, I've been using ZBrush for a very long time, and I use a specific navigation in ZBrush called right-click nav. Now right-click nav is amazing. I absolutely love it, and when I switched over to Blender to add that as a tool to my kit, I really struggled to learn the UI and general navigation. There is always going to be some weirdness when you are jumping from one software to the other. They are always going to have some little differences. If you really want to learn a great setup for the ZBrush UI, I have a playlist down below called Where Do I Start? The first video in that playlist will help you out immensely. But for other softwares as well, learning that user interface and then customizing it is going to speed up your workflow and save you time. And that is going to help you out a ton with my second tip here, which is sculpt a lot. No, that's not a joke. The most important thing for new users, and the thing that they do the least, is actually sculpt. You need to get your hour count up. There's a lot of mistakes you need to learn from, and the faster you do that, the better. But first, you need to learn the user interface and navigation really well. Or else, sculpting will take you much longer as you fight the software. If you stick around to the end of this video, I have something that'll help you out with that a lot. So you may laugh when I say sculpt a lot, right? It's kind of funny, but I'm not even being slightly sarcastic here. I've been doing this a while, and I can't count the number of times people have directly sent me their first or second sculpt ever and asked me for help. And I understand, at that point in your career, you are completely lost. But when you are new to sculpting, you are not ready for critique. It's simply not going to be that helpful for you. As I mentioned previously, you will need to focus on getting your hour count up. You can watch tutorials in my videos every day, but eventually you are going to have to do it yourself, right? That would be like watching someone run and expecting to lose weight yourself. And that leads us into the third tip that I have for beginners. Number 3, focus on quantity, not quality. You are going to be bad at sculpting, and I want you to know that is okay. Everyone was bad at this at one point. I was horrible at sculpting when I started out, and some might even say that I still am. You are going to learn the most from the beginning stages of a sculpt right now. Much more than you will from spending many hours on one piece. You will learn infinitely more working on 100 different sculpts for 1 hour each, rather than working on one sculpt for 100 hours. If that number scares you, I have some rough news for you. 100 is not a lot, at all. But after 100 hours, even after 20 hours, you are going to know a lot more than when you started. If you could devote even 1 hour a day to sculpting, you will see growth in a few days. And in a month looking back, you won't even recognize what you were thinking at the time of doing those first few sculpts. More on that idea in a moment. Number 4, this is going to take a lot of time. What you are trying to learn is extremely difficult. If art was easy, we would all be Michelangelo. Unfortunately for both of us, it's quite the opposite. Back during the Renaissance, artists were revered with as much respect as we hold for medical professionals today. A lot of New Age art has skewed that perspective quite a lot, but I want you to think of it as being on par with something like a medical profession. It's a great way to mentally get into the mindset of how much time this is going to take. This is a mental exercise and not a direct comparison, so I don't want to see any comments of people complaining because I said it was going to take you 8 years to break into the art industry. No, I'm not saying that at all, but it is going to most likely take longer than you think. A lot of us are results-oriented, and I am no different. I like to see results from my efforts. But when someone comes in and tries sculpting for the very first time and inevitably fails, because that's what you are supposed to do, that person gets discouraged. Sculpting is a very slow medium. Thankfully, digital sculpting is a lot faster, but still very slow compared to others. So you are going to fail, but you have to fail a lot over time to see a little bit of success. And it's going to come slowly. You might not even recognize it at first. But you will recognize growth, and I guarantee you will find success if you follow my final tip. Sign up for my course! No, I'm only kidding. I mentioned earlier that I had something actionable that you could do to speed up your growth, and that is tip 5. An actionable exercise? What? Folly gone. Homework? Are you kidding me? No. If you want to get better, you can't just watch my videos every day. Although you should, you have to put in the work yourself. That's why I devised this exercise a little over a year ago, and I've since revised it. It's a 30-day sculpting exercise that I guarantee will improve your skills. This is not a tutorial. This is not a get good quick scheme, although you will see results if you follow the guide. It's a daily exercise routine that you should do for 30 days or longer. And it's designed to do exactly what we talked about in the previous 4 tips. You may be looking at it right now and say, why does it cost $1? There is a mental weight that comes with paying for something like this. Even if it's only a single dollar. It says that you are willing to work, and it puts pressure on you to succeed. You can download anything for free and tuck it away in a corner of your computer to never see the light of day again. But if you want to grow as an artist in your digital sculpting abilities, and you want the challenge, you have to be committed to put the work in. When it costs something, even a small amount, you have to stop for a moment and ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Obviously, it's a small barrier to entry, but it's an important one that you need to think about before you attempt the challenge. I hope that you are someone that really does want to grow and improve. If you want to take the challenge and learn more, click the link in the description to download it. If you have never sculpted a single day in your life, check out my completely free tutorial on ZBrush Core Mini, link in the description. And if you are interested in the tools I use to do my work, I've recently updated my gear list, link down below as well. That is where I will leave you for this video. Thanks for watching, hope it's been helpful, and with that, I will see you all in the next video.